So I'm a pretty big fan of MDT products. I know that they have a pretty high price tag and they're really kind of hard to come by right now. They're very popular, but I really like today's product. It's an accessory that goes on the MDT chassis, the ACC chassis specifically, and this is the Mirage shield that goes with it. And it has a couple other functions and things you can do with it after you add it to your chassis. I want to talk a little bit about it, but here, just a second, I want to show you a little bit of use and how I've set it up on my particular rifle. So first of all, I'm going to show you that the clearance on my particular barrel is plenty. You can see I've even got some hardware up top there for the addition of the bipod, the UTG overbore bipod. Plenty of space in there, and honestly, even if you were running a pretty thick contour, maybe full contour barrel, I still think there's plenty of room even with the hardware inside. I spent the better part of a day actually, on my day off. I needed to gather some data between a couple different bipods, a couple different optics, a couple different rifles, and I was shooting in the heat. I was really alone out there because nobody wants to shoot when it's direct sunlight, 80-degree temperatures. You know, you can get a lot of Mirage, and that's the truth, especially with how dry it's been. A lot of us have been dealing with that, and the barrel itself, you know, just gets pretty hot, so you can't send a lot of cooking rounds down range without having some adverse effects. Most of our optics, you know, especially if you're trying to shoot on heavier magnification, like I actually am in this video right here, you know, if you're trying to shoot around 30 power, you're going to get a lot of Mirage, not to mention just ahead of you, off the barrel or off the ground, if you're very close to the ground, you're going to see a lot of Mirage. And so this device is really developed, I think, to be installed in a couple locations on that chassis to help mitigate Mirage. That's definitely one part of it. And you'll also notice that it has some holes up front, so you could add a device such as the overbore, which I had in the previous video where I was doing some shooting there, and I really like it. I think that's one of the main reasons I got it right there. But it definitely is a solid product. I'll just talk through a couple things. First of all, the installation was a little frustrating because it did have some hardware issues. I actually had to grind on the hardware a little bit to get it to fit properly in the M-lock. I'm not used to that. I'm not sure why that happened, but yeah, something goofy with that hardware. It could have been just my particular lot, but that was frustrating, especially at the price point. You could use this as a night vision rail. You could use it as a bipod rail, like I did, something for an overbore, or if you're going to attach a fixed, you know, prism range extender for your optic. I think Toric Optics or TACCOM HQ, I think that's another company that maybe does it. The price is really expensive, guys. This is 150 bucks. For a simple milled device. It's very, very high quality, but that's one thing I'm not super excited about. You can still use other MDT products like the weights alongside of it or in between the two rails there, but I'm just going to say for my use, it's good. I'm happy with it. It definitely works with an overbore bipod, pretty cool, but unless there's something specific you want to do, like, you know, maybe put a bipod on, or you're going to use one of those TACCOM range extenders for your optic, if you don't have a real specific use for it, I'm not actually sure that the Mirage mitigation is actually that much. Now, I would have to place it back a little further to inhibit the Mirage from directly affecting my optic or displacing some of the heat, but as far as barrel heat goes there, it's such a small portion that you're still going to get some barrel heat coming off your barrel and you know, distorting the image right above your optic. The ground itself is still going to give you Mirage on your image if you're trying to shoot on high magnification. So I'm just going to say if you don't have a particular purpose or something specific, this may not be for you, especially at $150. But for me, I actually really like it, and it completes this very awesome chassis.